It's a question you may have heard or even asked yourself. Were the president's First Amendment rights violated when companies like Twitter suspended his account? On top of this, there is outrage from conservatives over Parler when host companies like Amazon booted it from their service. Spectrum Bay News 9's Aaron Murray gets to the bottom of these questions by answering, is this legal?
Social media silence. No tweets from President Donald Trump anymore. For some, a relief. For others, outrage, claiming this silence violates his rights. But does it?
The Constitution is not there to govern private conduct. The Constitution governs the government, right? The government, whether it's the federal government or state government or local government, the Constitution gives them the rules of what they are and are not allowed to do.
So because these companies are private, they are not violating President Trump's First Amendment rights. In fact, these platforms, Google, Amazon, Apple, as private parties, they are not subject to First Amendment restrictions. It is their right to remove the president or anyone violating their policy.
I've heard people say that kicking the president off of these platforms is like what would happen in China. That is exactly the opposite of the truth. In China, you can never remove the head of state right. From a platform. It's because we live in the United States that a private company can remove the head of state from a platform.
But what about the president trying to go to a different social media site, one like Parler, which recently was removed from Google and Apple's app stores and denied access to Amazon's web hosting service? How can they tell Parler, sorry, you're no longer allowed to be on our platform, or we're not going to host you anymore?
They have standards, and some of these standards you agree to, as a third-party software provider, and some of the core ones are all about safety, right? So if they find that maybe an app is being used to incite violence or to spread false information, then they certainly have the right to pull the plug on that because it violates their terms and conditions.
So in the end, those companies claim Parler didn't hold up its end of the deal, and thus cutting ties.
It really does put them in a very difficult place because these distribution channels are their oxygen.
So the social media silence for the president seems like it will continue for now. In Pinellas County, I'm Aaron Murray, Spectrum, Bay News 9.
Parler still remains down. It's important to note with many free apps, all users are subject to the terms and conditions. It's long, but it's to everyone's benefit to read them.